Welcome to Thwack Zone TV. What's going on, y'all? So, as y'all seen in my last video, I went to Archery Connection in Columbus, Georgia. I actually picked up my new bow for this new season, which I'm super excited to put into the field. I also picked up a bunch of new accessories, which I can give y'all the rundown on my full build on my bow. But yeah, let me show y'all. I'm actually going to show y'all. First thing I'm going to show y'all is my case. My bow case is awesome. Very high quality. I definitely recommend this if you travel, especially if you're traveling long distance. This is like the Lamborghini of all bow cases, especially coming from me. I've always just used a Plano or a Plano. But this one right here is a must. So like I said, it's great quality. I mean, you have little nets that you can put, you can put your release, your stabilizer. I've got another release in this one, but I mean, it even has a spot up here to hold your quiver. All your arrows. I mean, you can roughly fit 2 dozen in here. So let me get this all unstrapped. Okay, so she's all unstrapped. She's all unstrapped. All right, so here's my Hoyt. So the first thing, which I feel is very, very important, is which optic you go with, okay? So the optic I have is, let me flip this around. It's the Tetra Max HHA. It is a single pin, fully adjustable, has your dial or range. This thing is, it's pricey, but in my opinion, it is highly worth it. Second thing is my Hoyt Ultra Rest. I kind of had all the orange accents to make it pop a little bit, but it's definitely a must. I don't really like whisker biscuits on compounds. It's just a whole lot more tuning, and because you have to not only tune, you have to tune your bow to it, and then you have to tune your arrows to the whisker biscuit. It's just a lot of unnecessary extras. And then the other thing I got with my bow to match it is my Hoyt quiver. It's got carbon fiber shaft. Pretty snazzy. But spec wise on my compound, I have it set at 60 pounds, 27.5-inch draw. This is the Hoyt 30. This is the Alpha X 30. They have the 33, but that's more for if you got long arms. I don't. I has the short ones, little dinosaur arms. Other than that, I got the Hoyt 6-inch stabilizer. Same color pattern as this. I use Sitka gear. The camo to me is just more pleasing. The quality is amazing. while I was at Archery Connection, I actually picked up some new Sitka gear. Kind of got a big surplus and a good stock of gear from them. Shout out to them, and definitely a big shout out to Archery Connection for this whole setup. Now, I'll set this down over here. Now we'll get into my release. This is the stand axis. I've never been one of these palm style releases. Never tried one. So stand, the axis is actually in the style and the form of an old school release. So that you can kind of get used to it. You still have that same feeling of this is around your wrist. You don't have to really worry about dropping this. But then once you get to that point where you're super comfortable with it, you can remove this strap and you can just have it as just a regular palm release. Shot with it yesterday. Very, very impressed. This literally takes no pressure, like no pressure at all. If anything, it releases a whole lot easier than just a regular release. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend. Go get you one of these, try it out. You won't regret it, I promise. Now, when it comes to arrows, I'm very, very, very picky about my arrows. Last year, I shot the Easton Axis 300 Spline. This year, I basically did the same, but different model. But this is the Easton Full Metal Jacket. 4mm. I mean, and this is a 300 spline. Arrows is a really big thing with me, and I don't know why, but I just have a really big preference on them. These, for some reason, they're just I guess you can say a heavier arrow. These things, I guess, I call them a tack driver. I've never missed a shot when it comes to shooting these arrows. 10 out of 10 would recommend, but it is all shooter preference. It is all whatever you like. This is just my recommendation. If you've never shot them, go buy 2 or 3, shoot them, and I mean, leave a comment, tell me what you think about them. They're great. I've never had any problems with them. And the most important thing about my arrows is your broadheads. Me, I'm a G5 Mega Meat fanatic. These things are the real deal. I recommend these to everyone, regardless of if you like a fixed blade or mechanical. I'm telling you, these are the real deal. I mean, when I talk about an exit wound on anything you shoot, finding a blood trail is not hard at all when it comes to G5s. These Mega Meats, I shot them last year. I was actually shooting a diamond last year. Phenomenal performance when it comes to broadheads. So if you have never used them, or if you have, leave a comment down below. I do recommend them for sure, hands down. But that's really it. I just figured I'd hop on here and show y'all my whole new build for this season. If you've never shot Hoyt, the draw cycle on this bow is what sold me. I love Matthews. They have such great products. The draw cycle on this Hoyt, I shot a phase 4, was very impressed. Shot this bow, and the draw cycle to me was just a little bit, it was more smooth on the back end. Really wasn't a lot of like resistance when the cams were rolling. Just very, very high quality, great shooting wise. I mean, this thing straight out the box is dead silent. Like, it is quiet. Is it the lightest bow on the market? No, it's definitely not. This one, I don't know, it probably, with all my attachments on it, it probably weighs 4 pounds. But if you never shot one, I definitely recommend go give it a shot. I promise you won't regret it. This thing, these Hoyts are just magnificent, and the technology that they put into these limbs is remarkable. So if you've never bow hunted or you want to get into it, I definitely recommend it. It is one of the most challenging things I've ever done in my life. And at the end of every season, because all I do is bow hunt, and at the end of every season, it is just a remarkable feeling to have, saying, oh, you know, I decided to switch it up this season, and I wanted to go get into archery. And, you know, that first encounter with a deer at 20 or 30 yards, it's intense. It is intense. I'm talking heart racing. I mean, you can feel your heart in your toes. I recommend it to everybody. If you want a good challenge, archery is where it's at. But that's going to conclude this little episode of the introduction of my new bow for the 2024 season. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.